Now we good. Ugh.
Welcome, guys. Welcome to another live episode on a nice Thursday night of Breaking Down the Tape live. I am Hector, and I just spilled a bunch of fucking milk. I'm drinking Mick Ultras today. Sorry, I have like a fucking 25 pack that Warren dropped off, and I don't really drink Mick Ultras. I think they're a bitch beer and shit, but I gotta get rid of them.
Hey,
and the only way to get rid of them is to drink them.
What's up, Hoof? But no, I'm with you, man. You can't. No matter who or what you drink,
free beer.
Free is the thing, man.
It's free beer. If they're gonna drop it off, I just can't throw it away, and it's not like someone's gonna come pick up some Mick Ultra. So I gotta fucking drink them.
Right, that's sacrilege.
I said what I said.
And I'm Zach. I'm actually not drinking today because I was too lazy to stop for beer on my way home. And that's what it comes down to. I don't really have a cool thing, but each week that I'm on here, I'm gonna fucking change my name. So last week it was Zach drinks what he drinks, and now it's Zach does what he wants. So I'm just gonna be stupid and change it up every week because I fucking feel like it. I do what I want. I make my own rules.
Hey, I like it, and I like the fact that Hector said what he says started the whole trend.
It did, and it's timeless. You can't change that now. Me, I've got nothing. Because we
do what we do.
Exactly. And yes, K-Sub, free alcohol is free alcohol. Don't matter what it is, you got to drink it. Can't turn it down.
If someone comes up to you, and I'm sorry, like I think one of my most hated beers is I think the only beer I would say no to. This is how I would put it. The only beer I would say no to is a Steel Reserve. Because that's not a beer, that's a malt liquor, and that's not a malt liquor, that's death. I would only probably say no to like a Steel Reserve. If they were like, yo, you got a free beer right here.
Yeah, no, I grew up drinking Steel Reserves. I remember what they're like, man. And everybody, if you haven't followed HoofTube on YouTube, go check him out. He's got a new video out mañana. That is tomorrow for all you non-Spanish speakers.
Oh, there's a lot of us specs out there. Excuse my language.
Oh, nope. We ain't gonna do that today. We gonna walk away from that.
Fans. I know some of you guys are mad that I just said that. I didn't mean to say it in that extent, but some people just have the way of getting on my nerves, and I had to say what I say when motherfuckers want to call people specs.
We'll talk about that later. But I got something that's gonna cheer you up because our boy James Mboto, 1-2 gabagool, fuck you. I love you guys. I know that everyone could see it and I don't have to read it out loud, but I felt like I had to read that one out loud.
that was actually pretty funny.
Oh my god. K-Sub, have you downloaded SportsMe yet? It has like a great segue into a little commercial that I'm about to
he's one of those ghosts.
Stop. I will kick you off if you can't fucking contain yourself. I will kick you off. And Hoove, I know you just put something up. I ain't gonna put it up. We'll talk about it later. We ain't gonna talk about it here. I ain't gonna waste my time on that man.
No, we're not.
I ain't wasting my free time on that man. Yes, K-Sub, you have it. I am glad. That is good for everybody. SportsMe. It is spelled like the fuck that. It's not that hard. SportsMe. It's a little fucking app with a little fucking trophy on it. You go on, you speak your piece for 30 seconds and make a battle. You respond to people.
Can't hurt any feelings.
You gotta
have a lot of passion.
Life is simple.
A lot of passion.
Just talk about sports. Life is simple that way. Debate shit with people about sports. Life is simple. Like you can't fuck this up. People can fuck this up, but you shouldn't be able to fuck this up. And yes, James, we'll all talk about it later, man. We'll all talk about it later. Unless you're just saying hi to Hoove, and in that case, that's fine, I guess. And Joe Maldonado, what is up, sir? We love you coming on our live. Although Hector has a personal fucking beef with you.
I don't make me do it. I wasn't gonna do it today, Zach.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't gonna do it.
Whatever.
I wasn't gonna do it, but I got a personal vendetta, and you made me do it now. I'm calling you out, Joe. I'm calling you out. I don't believe you've been truthful on some of those trivias. I do believe you've been trying to use that sticky stuff and cheat and
He
some
said you could use
steroids
that spooky stuff.
and some steroids. You've been naughty on the Santa's list. I don't believe you got all those things correct off of your own knowledge.
I love how you were doing everything that you motherfucking could, every analogy that you could without saying, Joe, I think you're cheating and I think you're using Google. You used every other way that you could fucking say it except fucking saying it. Oh,
That's what
shit.
I said.
Well, fuck you, James. Fuck you. I'm glad you get to say who to say out of who.
Polo,
He came.
Marco.
You're such a dumb bitch.
Hi, Dad.
And Joe, we want to have you on, man. We want to have you on either a live or a pre-recorded episode to have you defend yourself. The gauntlet is laid down. We wanna see if you can. I've been having you
here. Thanos is here. I'm ready to snap my fingers.
Behind closed doors, Joe, I have been defending you. Hector has called you a cheater, and I have let him know that I don't think that's possible. That I believe
bullshit, because you had some doubt. You had some fucking doubt.
All right, I have a little bit of doubt. I have a little bit of doubt because you've been getting them pretty good.
And some that are just like absurd. That even us were like, no way.
It was that Cordero Patterson one that really fucked Hector up. That was like the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah,
he was like,
yeah. I was doubtful before until that one. Then I was like, no way.
The second I told Hector that you got it, Joe, Hector literally freaked the fuck out on me. He's like, I fucking told you. He's fucking cheating. There's no fucking way. Oh shit!
I mean, everyone else got it completely wrong, and even I shocked you when I got it right.
Yeah. I also gave you a little bit more behind the scenes than I gave everybody else. But Hoove, that would be a crazy episode, and don't you worry, it is in the old dome piece for that to happen. But here's the issues: you got to talk to your boy James because he's a ghost.
He's a figment of our imagination.
Exactly. What's up, Dan? Thank you for hopping on. For anybody in the 845 Devil Dogs contracting or decking, I know that you're kind of in the midst of a name change right now. So definitely go check them out. It's definitely Devil Dogs decking right now, but soon to be contracting, I believe, or construction or something to that effect. So
it's gonna be Devil Dogs Dickings.
Such a dipshit.
No. It fits, and Dan knows what I mean. It's the green weenie, man. It's the green weenie. Devil Dogs Dickings. He'll know what I'm talking about.
K-Sub is coming to the defense for Joe. See, for the most part, I do believe Joe. The last one with Cordero Patterson and Devin Hester, man, that was tough. That was tough to take that and
even who guessed Devin Hester, bro.
A lot of people guessed Devin Hester. Oh, I didn't know I was right. I didn't even know I was right. Oh my god, I know all of the sports that you guys come out with.
I know you from back in the day. I know you're a very truthful and smart guy, but man, it just brings the doubt into a guy's head. Like, no way.
So this week's episode on the live is just going to be a hate session on Joe Maldonado.
No. We got a lot of hate on Ghost too. The host. Apparently,
I will kick you off. I ain't wasting none of my time on that shit. I ain't wasting none of my time.
Let me stop. I'm on a personal one today.
Shit. So I got some good news. First of all, everybody here, if you could like it on whatever respective platform you are on, I would greatly appreciate that. Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, if y'all could just throw it a like, that would be awesome. It just makes me feel better, to be 100% honest with you. It makes me feel like I do something. My God, guys got to call me out like that. Call you out for what? Being a figment of our imagination? That is James. That is Boda over there. And Hector, look up because I've got some really good news.
Oh, what's up? Sorry, I'm reading a funny text message right now.
Mike's coming to the game.
Mike who?
It's on the fucking screen.
You said Mike, and I'm thinking of like I put like 7 mics in my head.
That's fair. You do know a lot of.
And then I'm like looking down, like, hey, yo, oh shit! Wait, Mike, did you get seats like right by us?
Yeah, so we're up in 321, section 321, row 24. You know, we got good eyesight, so we're in the top of the stadium. But yeah, man, no matter what, even if you're not sitting in that area, man, if you can try and make your way up and maybe steal a seat up there, that's awesome. If not, man, pre-game, post-game.
Yeah, hit the tailgate, hit us after, and shit, we'll even fucking run around the stadium looking for each other.
Okay.
There's a whole 4 quarters.
Fat people don't run, and I'm there to watch football. So you want to be running around MetLife? You do
run,
you, boo.
but I don't mind a game of duck, goose around a stadium. You just find me by the chicken. You can always find me by the chicken tender stand.
Chicken tender stand.
Yes, because Chris always wants chicken tenders, bro.
No. That's fair. I respect that. And good, man. We definitely want to see you there. We'll be there at like 7 in the morning before they even open the gates to get into the
At least you'll be there. We know Drunken Monkey won't be. So, you know, he won't support his Eagles.
He said he would be. I'm hoping he comes on up, man. Let that be a call out. Let him hear this and be like, yo, fuck him. I'm going now.
No, he needs to. He needs to defend himself because he's on the borderline of on-site, and I need to know if it's on-site or not.
We can do it. Bro, Hoove and his girl might be coming out early for a little bit of Christmas. Hell yeah, Hoove. We'd love to have you out here, bro. Big facts. That'd be fucking awesome.
I'm down.
Mike, don't worry, big dog. It ain't, nothing's changed. There ain't no running here. Hector can run and look for whoever the fuck he wants to. Game time starts. I'm in my seat. I'm watching the game, telling the Jets they suck.
Hey. If you see, you're all right. You're gonna say Hector runs, and next thing you know, Hector's on the field running a fucking touchdown in the end zone for the Jets. Bam! I might get arrested. I might get arrested that game, but then the Jets are gonna see my capabilities and be like, "We need to sign this man."
They're gonna bail you out and give you an NFL contract all in one.
I said what I said.
So, K-Sub, what you're saying is we're not cool enough to hang out unless it's your Giants playing. I see how it is.
Hey, no, I mean, I can't knock the Giants either. My first football game was the Giants-Dallas Cowboys game.
That's fair.
On Christmas Eve.
All right. Well, it looks like you're going to be running that ball in because Mike over there is going to be throwing dots.
All right. Well, I might see 3 dots in the air because I'm be lit as fuck. So I'm just trying to stay to the run game.
Keep in mind, by the time the game starts, we'll have been drinking for at least 5 hours. By the time 1 p.m. hits, if
we go off of my first football game ever and my only football game ever, I only made it through half the game.
All right. First of all, James. It's Jersey. It's not our garbage state. It is a garbage state, but that's Mike's garbage state.
First of all, you support a Boston team when you're Rhode Island.
You're in Rhode Island?
Or at least I know that he went to college in Rhode Island. But he went to J-Woo like Marcus did.
Okay.
You like the whole at least New York supports New York. You don't have a whole upper 5 states to support one team.
Right. Kyle, you'll be there watching the Eagles lose, but I respect the. You don't
even know Jalen Hurts is probably gonna be hurting by that game.
Get it, Jalen Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyway, it is James from Boda, and as New Yorkers, we will diss Jersey.
But also,
doesn't make it any better. You Canetta dicks and you mass holes.
And mass holes. Canetta dick. Yeah. I saw what it said. Canetta dicks and mass holes.
You just get so mad. I don't know if we'll ever be talking about sports on this fucking live, and whoever watches it.
We went over this. The Jets and the Giants play in Jersey because the New York State is so packed that they cannot fit a stadium. They've tried. The Jets literally have tried. Like when the Brooklyn Nets tried to buy the Barclays Center, the Jets tried to outbid them for that space to build the Jets stadium, and they said no.
If all of this bullshit makes you laugh and you haven't downloaded Sportsman yet, please, for the love of God, do, because this is where this is all coming from.
Dude, like they don't understand it. That's everyone's thinking, oh, the Giants and the Jets, they don't play in New York. They're in Jersey. This is the reason why. They literally, New York has tried to move them into New York. The GW bridges. It is a stupid bridge. It's nothing but traffic. It is nothing but traffic and a toll that makes you pay almost $25 to get over. It is a dumb-ass bridge. It is. It is a stupid bridge. Hands down. It's dumb.
This has just immediately devolved into madness. I'm supposed to have a reign on these things. I don't apologize for it either.
No, James knows what he's doing, but it's okay. I'll feed into his bullshit because I want it. I want it today.
Actually, I'm happy Mike brought this up.
I have 7 favorite teams. Shut up, Mike. Shut up. You're like borderline drunken monkey. And drunken monkey's borderline you. You remember you know what?
Did you just call him like Hugh double adjacent? That was disrespectful. First of all, I want to know from everybody else, except for Mike and Hector, because I've heard their fucking takes before. Is it okay to have 2 favorite teams in the same sport? And James, now it's personal. How dare you? Fuck you.
Okay. Fuck the Tappan Zee, and it's no longer the Tappan Zee. It's
no, it will always be the tap. It will always be the tap.
Am I allowed to say that?
What?
Oh, okay, it's the homo.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck is even going on?
Fuck your bridges. He's the intoxicated ape.
I'm so confused. What's
the intoxicated? Am I an ape?
No, is it the
intoxicated? But damn,
was it the Tappan Zee thing? I'm confused. I'm so confused. KSM is the only one answering the real question here.
Anyway,
that it's not okay to have.
Guys, we love you guys. We love you guys. We love you guys. Anyway, let's actually get into some shit, and hopefully you guys will stay in here and fucking battle it out with us. First off, what's going on in the NHL? All you NHL guys out there, shoot out. We got right now playing is tied 1-1 the Golden Knights and the Canadiens. And last night the Islanders fucking battled back to tie the fucking series and make it a game 7 against
not only tied the series, tied the game in the 3rd period and took it to overtime. And then did you see how the Coliseum celebrated? Usually when you score 3 goals in a hockey game, it's called a hat trick. Everybody throws their hat out of the ice, right? It's a whole thing. The NHL expects it. They set time aside, sweep it up. Bro, they were fucking hauling beer cans. It was like a fucking Bills game. They were hauling beer cans and shit out onto the ice. It was nuts.
I called it before the series started, and I was like, yo, I think the Islanders might actually make it all the way there.
Yeah,
and and I called it against the Golden Knights. I know the Golden Knights are down right now. They have to win this one and the next one. Right. But I said it was going to be Islanders Golden Knights.
So here's the thing for me and this kind of brings up to the whole multiple teams thing. No one even knows what the Miles Bridges is. So Hector's always been outstanding for 2 teams, right? Like the Jets and the Giants. And as far as like hockey goes, is because it pertains to this conversation, I am a diehard Rangers fan. I don't like the Islanders. In fact, I don't like Islanders fans. That's why I don't like the Islanders. But when I get put in situations like this, where I don't have a horse in this fucking race, I have to defer.
More like me in the Mets, not me in the Giants. Because honestly, I have a true love for the Giants and the Jets. If I have to choose between one, I would always say the Jets. I praise and hope for one day I get a Subway Series in football where I get to see the Jets and the Giants play. I want the Jets to win. But obviously, I have absolutely nothing against the Giants. I love their organization. I love the team. And I root for them. They're New York.
Right.
In this situation, I would say I'm Mets and Yankees because I'm Yankees 100% and I hate the Mets. But if I'm in the playoffs, in baseball, and I can see the Mets do nice, I wouldn't be mad.
Right. That's why I'm like, well, fuck. I've shit on the Islanders my entire life, but I fucking suppose since they're a New York team and our little brother, that we have to support them. So
I mean,
there's the most glowing
good,
support.
good. Yeah, at least it was New York. Like I have no, it's a rivalry, but no real hatred.
Right, it's like a little brother rivalry, right? Like you pick on him, you can't let him beat you.
Yeah, the Subway Series, and it got even more heated when the Subway Series became a World Series Subway Series.
Right.
But it's a rivalry, but no real hatred. It's like, okay, maybe this year we'll run New York.
So
we know who runs New York, but it's maybe this year we'll run New York.
So 1, two, this is different, Hoove. We've been talking about teams that have started and stayed in New York their entire time.
New Jersey.
Yeah, they're still the New Jersey Nets, and there ain't nothing that's going to change that.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing that's going to change that. I think you'd be with me in this one case with the Islanders. Because, I mean, I guess for, like, history's sake, like, go Vegas, because if they win, it's, like, the fastest win of an expansion team ever. So, like, history's sake, go Vegas.
No, they didn't win last year, did they? No, they lost last year. They lost to the Caps.
They still haven't won, but they've come goddamn close. James is like always on the edge of like a permaban. Don't make me be like Daddy Derek and just lay the ban hammer.
I accept James. I accept James right now. They are the New Jersey Nets.
No,
they are the New Jersey Nets.
You're saying he spelled Nets wrong? Because that
he spelled Nets wrong. They're New Jersey Nets.
I understand.
I agree.
Where is my miles per hour for that bet?
Hoove, you better be careful because your team's down 0-1 too.
Right. Is the fastest in any sport, right? What is the fastest in any sport, Robbie? You talking about hockey? Hockey's like the fastest sport.
No, I think he's talking about Golden Knights being like the fastest to
track,
which is literally their first year in the league. They got it.
Yeah, they were like the fastest to get to the finals if they were to win this year. I think now, not a fucking sports statistician off the top of my head. But I think, so you're right. Robbie was saying that. I think, it's the fastest in all sports for an expansion team. I'd be willing to wager that.
No, I wouldn't doubt that either. Yeah, hell yeah.
Kyle's a big Flyers fan. I'll unfortunately vouch for him on that, but he has, since Vegas has come onto the scene, support them.
Hey, you know what? Since Vegas has come on, I am a slight, fan of that Vegas team just to see like they came on and they're actually like not an expansion team like we've seen in like other leagues in baseball and basketball where they start off really slow and they don't have the record or the talent. This team is out there. And granted, we've spoken about this in other episodes and lives where their expansion draft was weird, where they got a lot of like big name players for nothing.
Right. Well, and that actually leads me to my next point, staying in the NHL and expansion teams, is that the fucking Seattle Kraken, the next expansion team for the NHL, have hired their head coach today.
Congrats to them, at least.
Yeah, so I think they come to the league next year. So I'm excited to see what that expansion team looks like. You know what I mean? And how are they going to... I think they're going to do the same kind of expansion draft where it heavily benefits Seattle. But honestly, at first, I'm not going to lie, as like a purist in hockey, I hated it. But for the reasons that you brought up, seeing expansion teams compete strongly at first and start shaking up,
I would agree with you, though, on the point where they can do better in how they did the expansion draft or whatever, and they shouldn't have allowed so many pretty much A players to go straight to their squad.
That's fair. And maybe with the Kraken, they'll do something in the middle.
Like we've talked about it before. Like you get an A player, two Bs, 3 Cs, 4 Ds. Whatever the way, but you shouldn't be able to just go out there off an expansion draft and take people off other squads and build just a pretty much a bomb squad.
Bomb squad, right? I can agree with that. I could agree with that, wanting them to find somewhere in the middle where it stays competitive, but you're not
Yeah.
depleting other teams. I can get behind that.
Make
Robbie
you,
was
you know what? If there is what I don't. Please, someone enlighten me. How many teams? And I'm sorry if I'm not too NHL savvy. How many teams are in the league? I think 30, 32, somewhere around there.
30 question mark.
Something like that. And what if out of the so it's if it's yes, in NHL,
Yeah,
Kyle.
Kyle was saying, yeah, the Flyers are the first team or fastest team. That's an expansion team to win a championship. Holy fuck! I can
Oh,
speak.
got you. Oh, nice, cool. So say it's 30 squads. Out of the
Right,
29 other squads, you come up with some formula
right,
where you can that new expansion team that comes in 32. All right, so 32 squads. That new expansion team that comes in ends up being a middle of the pack team. Like you pull enough players from every squad and build that squad where you end up being out of 32 teams, you're 16, and
right,
give you a running shot. And give you a
right.
running shot. Theoretically, on paper, you're 16th ranked.
Sure, sure, and I can agree with that. Like I said, I think I can agree with somewhere in the middle of not giving them anything versus giving them everything. I can agree with somewhere in the middle. Talking about all the sports, by the way, I put it up real quick, but I just want to go back to it. Robbie was saying that, by the way, shout out Run Boys Fantasy Network. Go follow them on YouTube as well. Because Carolina Panthers came closest as far as like expansion teams winning. Because that was 2000 and like
Cam,
15.
2015?
Yeah,
2015, that's his MVP
and they
year.
came into the league in 2001 question mark, so it would have been a 14-year difference. And the Patriots were close as well because again they're a dirty expansion team. But OKC came short. Yep.
See, if you go that deep though, then every team's an expansion team off the original when the sport starts.
Almost
Like
none of my teams are.
I hate that everyone calls every team an expansion team, but like technically every team is an expansion team if you don't start with the original teams that started.
Correct, but my teams aren't.
Well, I mean,
I'm a purist. I'm better than everybody else, and I know it.
I Yankees, Jets,
Yeah,
Knicks,
Rangers are a part of the original
Rangers.
six.
Oh, dang. I didn't even know that. I didn't want to say them because I didn't know. Knicks.
The Rangers, what is it? The Rangers, the Blackhawks. I want to say the Bruins, but I'm not confident with that one.
I would agree with that because Boston's been up there with their legacies. Like, they didn't, like, the Yankees were 1906 and Boston was 1912.
But they still are a dirty expansion team. But yes, I remember that.
But yeah,
That's
everything's an expansion team then. If you don't start in the original OGs of the sport starting and your team has lasted, then you're just an expansion team. So that's why when people say expansion teams.
I know. That's part of the reason why I say
it's part of life. There's a new team coming in. There's so many people in this fucking world. You need something for their city.
No, and look, I'm honestly, like, all joking aside, expansion teams are good, right? The more the sport gets out there, the more representation there are. That's a good thing.
Think there's
I'm honestly okay with that.
I do think there's a cap. I do think it should be 1 to 2, depending on the type of state. Some like Cali, 3 teams, a state, and that's it. Me, I'm truly a believer that every state, if you want to really make it good, every state should have a team. Every state should have a team, but only one team.
No, well, I get where you're coming from, but like you said, Texas is a huge fucking state. Cali is a huge state. New York is a huge state. You know what I mean? So you can support, even if there was only the Giants or only the Jets for like the metropolitan area. New York could easily support the Buffaloes and the Buffalo Bills and the Jets. Cali could easily.
I want to try to stop. A state like Texas, Cali, and New York from throwing multiple teams in their state. It's too much. It's too much. How many New York teams or Cali teams or Houston or Texas teams or Florida teams that you want? Like, come on.
New York is the center of the universe, so we can have whatever we want.
Well, we know that, but we don't. We have what we need. The center of the universe is 1, Yankees, 2, Knicks, 3, Giants, 4, Rangers, and 5, Jets. And 6, Liberty. Because Liberty's up and coming. Don't sleep on Liberty, because Liberty's actually about to shoot up. I put Liberty 4. Because Liberty and Ayuno Seka, whatever her name is, she's sorry if I butchered your name, but you're fucking, yo, she's triple.
Ionesca. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Beast. Even though Liberty just lost tonight, but they're beast.
Real quick, I knew the Habs were. Aren't the Senators? I think just as like an original 6 side that's still going around. But to keep it in New York being the center of the universe, who wants to know, was Mark Teixeira better than David Ortiz? And no,
yes,
not at all. Not even close.
Yes,
defend yourself.
Mark Teixeira played defense and was a multiple-time Gold Glove winner. Switch hitter who on both sides of the plate hit over 150 home runs from both sides of the plate.
It's things like this that make me hate challenging you, because you could come up with some shit like that.
Plus,
I will agree with you. I will agree with you on the defensive part.
2 great organizations of the Angels and the Yankees.
I mean, who he played for makes 0 difference to me. But based on the defensive part, I'm willing to switch my answer. But I personally think like strictly bats, I'm taking David Ortiz.
Yes, if the answer says strictly bats, I would have agreed. But it said better first baseman.
It did. It said
better first baseman. You said better DH?
Right.
Better DH? Yeah, Big Papi, bro. Big Papi's probably hands down. And this is not, and you know what? This is the difference between Boston fans and Yankee fans.
Right.
Because I can say shit like this. Hands down, Big Papi is probably, arguably, top 2 greatest DH hitters to have ever played the game.
Right.
But the man could not play the field. Yes, he was okay at first base, but he could not play the field. Mark Teixeira was a Gold Glove winner multiple times at first base. Switch hitter who hit over 300 home runs. Silver Slug Award. All the works. With the chip. I get it. Big Papi has a chip too. Big Papi, I think, has two chips.
Yeah.
But
that's what started this hardware conversation, was James asking about the rings, and then Hoove went off about hammers and nails.
I'm just saying. There's battles for both, but if you have to distinguish the position, you say DH is Big Papi. If you're saying first base, it's Mark Teixeira.
That's fair. So overall player, then you're giving it to Tex.
Overall, I gotta give it. And this is no bias, but I gotta give it to Tex, because Big Papi does, like, you're just a D. Like, literally, you are the definition of why DH is a DH now. Like, before, a DH was you're trying to give a player a rest in between playing a position. Now DH, like Stanton never plays the outfield anymore. He's just a DH.
That's true.
So as of, I would consider, as of last year, any stat that he has as of last year is considered a DH stat.
That's how you would rank it.
Yes. Like his outfielding career is over. Unless he's actually in the field, then when he's in the field, you take that specific game when he's in his career. But he ended up being a great hitter and honestly a terrible defensive player. Well, Mark Teixeira was actually known more for his defense than his hitting, but yet he was a 290 hitter. that had power from both sides of the plate.
That's fair. That's fair. Which is, by the way, just I was thinking about it on my drive today because I always have sports me up when I'm driving, and it's a stat. It's something that blows my mind. Is if in baseball you do your job roughly a third of the time at the plate, you're considered good at your job.
Yeah,
like if you can
300 is actually exceptional.
That's what I'm saying. Roughly a third of the time.
They actually want only a 270 or 280.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like less than a third of the time, a quarter of the time, if you do your job well, 25% of the time, if you do your job well, you're considered good. Third of the time, considered exceptional.
But you think about it, there is literally only less than a third of a chance for you to get on base.
That is true too.
You're either getting striked out, a chance of a wild pitch, or
right.
error, or like there's more chances of you getting out than you actually being able to get on base.
Which is an extremely fair point. What do you think about this statement?
Could end up I don't get it. Two different players, two different type. I can see the power. Defensively, Aaron Judge is way better. Arm strength, I can see a comparison.
Do you think the injuries hurt Judge?
Like Manny Ramirez, I would agree, was more less injury prone.
Right. So do you think that
he hurts? He had a lot of time at DH with Big Papi.
Fair enough. For once, we actually have James agreeing, but it all matters if he gets that sushi contract. Sushi or top?
It just depends on the type of sushi. Like, are we being fat asses or we're thinking smart?
Do you like? I know y'all can see that jiggle.
Like are we going for the chicken tempura, or are we going for like some some tuna rolls?
Right. That's fair. I do honestly. Can I tell you, I love sashimi far more than I love sushi. I'll just give me the fish, man. Just give me the fucking fish. I don't give a fuck about the rice. Give me the fish. Anyway, Joe has something to say about that. About you taking Judge over Manny. He says you are severely underrating Manny, one of the most feared hitters of his generation. What say you?
No. That's what I said. No, Joe. And I'm sorry if you go back a couple seconds. I said hitting wise, he's him and Judge. They're both terrifying hitting wise. They're both terrifying. You really don't know. Judge can use the entire field. Manny, he had power no matter what. No matter what, he'll hit the ball over the fence, no matter. And Judge can do the same, but I would say if you're keeping the ball infield, Judge is a little bit more, better at keeping it in the field and using the field.
Right.
But if you're using their game as a whole, Judge is better athletic wise, better in the field, better runner. Manny on the plate, I would be more terrified of pitching to Manny than pitching to Judge.
Fair point.
But to compare both of them, like, it just doesn't fit because their games aren't comparable.
Right.
Manny was so stiff in the field. You can tell he was his bat was what saved him.
Me and Robbie are on like a sashimi love right now. I didn't mean to cut you off. But before we get into Kyle's question that I quickly flashed up there, this is the question.
I love that it says Zach does what he does. Hector said what he said.
I told you I'm going to switch it up every week to say some dumb shit because I don't have something. So, but this is the question of the night. Who wins in this matchup? When you compare these two phenomenal
I lost.
From the rip.
I lost.
From the rip.
I lost.
From the rip.
I mean, damn, everybody. Nick, really? Fuck you, who?
Bro, we all
Roby.
because we all locked down. We already know what the answer is. All right.
But she
Jeez.
knows what she knows, that she can't beat me in fantasy football.
Ooh, the gauntlet is thrown. Tune into the
Dak is
degenerates.
not back, and Dak ain't it.
Tune into the degenerates this season. It's gonna get spicy.
I don't want Harper. No, thank you. Yankees do not want Harper. If they wanted him, they would have got him like 3 years ago. Instead of Stanton, they would have got Harper. No, thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm with Hector on this. He literally stole it right out of my mouth. They can have Harper.
No,
We do
literally,
like big contracts, but I don't want it.
The chance was out there. It was either Stanton or Harper. They literally went with Stanton for a reason.
Right.
I'm sorry. I called it, and I said what I said. I called it. Harper was a great player out of and a prodigy coming out of high school.
Right.
And I remember talking to my brother about this guy coming into the MLB and how great he was going to be. And yes, he hits bombs and everything, but he has more hype. He has a lot more hype. He doesn't have the Gold Gloves that they were talking about. He doesn't have the batting average they were talking about. The man's like a career like 268 hitter. Yeah, he has homers. He doesn't stay healthy. He barely hit 100 RBIs.
Yeah, I've never really been a big fan on Harper. I'm completely out of this because I'm not the world's biggest MLB head, so that's why I'm deferring to Hector. I've actually never played MLB The Show. I really don't like baseball.
And MLB The Show, when people compare it to MLB The Show, remember, it's a fucking video game.
No. He's asking if you were playing MLB The Show in a home run derby, any player all time, who's your first choice?
Me, MLB all time home run derby. Ken Griffey.
That was honestly my first answer in my head. My second is, if we're allowing it, Barry Bonds.
Yes. I thought Barry Bonds. No, I probably put him third. I would say Ken Griffey, and then second for me would probably be. I got to think about that one, actually. I would put Bonds third.
Yeah, I'm taking. I know
it has someone, and I was thinking about them earlier, and now I'm like.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking Bonds if it's allowed. If not, I am taking Ken Griffey. Oh gosh, show the right one here. Christy has once you go Dak, you never go back. By the way, going back to it.
Once you go last, you never go back. What the hell? Come on.
Thoughts on Geis?
Sammy Sosa's a good one. Sammy Sosa's a good one.
But we talk about Geis, by the way.
Okay, never mind. You know what? I got my decision. Because if we're going off straight home run are we going straight off straight home run derbies? Or
yeah, going MLB The Show, home run derby, only home run derby. Who would you pick? If you're playing the game, you have your pick of any player ever in the game.
Yeah, so I'm keeping my decision. I think I would go. What was my first one?
Your first one was Ken Griffey, you rat bastard.
I would go Ken Griffey. And then I would go, I would probably say Ken Griffey, and then I still don't know.
Bonds, like I said, in my head, my first answer is Ken Griffey. Out loud, I'll take Bonds if we're allowed juicing.
Allowed juicing?
Well, I mean, just saying. I'm being honest about it.
Then I would say, if you're allowed juicing, then Mark McGwire.
Not bad either.
Then you could, just like who said, you could say Sammy Sosa.
A lot of good picks. I'm not against any of them. But James, fill me in. Geis. Are we talking like Darius Geis? If I remember, was that?
So Darius Geis. Actually, yeah, James. I'll feed off of this for you real quick.
Is this the running back from Washington?
He got released last year because. Okay. He had been charged with like assault.
We talked about
this crazy shit about his girlfriend. what,
Right, right.
right?
I remember us talking about it when
All the
it
wrong.
happened.
Let's not get too crazy caught up in the details, but all the wrong things you do to someone,
Right, right.
um, or to a female.
Right, right.
Uh, and he also had charges on him previously in college, that I'll get to real quick. But the girlfriend charges ended up being dropped. Everything that happened to him, like during the season, because the Washington football team,
Football team.
yeah, the Washington football team dropped him after the charges came out that he like assaulted his girlfriend, not sexually
Right,
assaulted, but like assaulted his girlfriend and
right,
like
right,
all this other stuff. And then it came out afterwards that two, I think two, because I was reading it today, two, maybe three women came out in LSU. I think he went to LSU. Am I
right,
correct? He went to LSU. Um, Two or three women came out in LSU and said that they had been sexually assaulted and physically assaulted by him, and a bunch of other kind of like crap went down. So that's why he hasn't been picked up by a team. And like,
right,
yeah, he's been cleared of the one, but
right,
like
right,
now you got like the women from college like coming back out or whatever.
right. Is that still going on right now? So the girlfriend has been put to rest. The other ones are still currently ongoing.
It was literally like, yeah, like once the girlfriend came out, they were like halfway through that, but then the
Right,
girls came out, and then
right,
like this one settled, but like he still got a way to go, and I don't think
yeah.
like teams are gonna take any chances on him.
I wouldn't.
His career might actually be over.
Yeah, and
Uh,
from what I remember, he really wasn't like the most amazing running back. Not that,
he
but
was
this all
great.
supersedes
No, he
football
was a great
naturally.
back in college. He was a
Right,
great back in college. He just
right.
had too much baggage.
Right, right. Yeah. I mean, this obviously supersedes football. So you never want to see these things happen because it's a terrible thing that it happened, that somebody did that to another person. But I'm not upset to see this take its legal course before his football life gets back on track. So, I mean,
Yeah.
unfortunately, it has to play its course out. What about Candace? Can you give like full names, please? Candace,
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
Candace?
Candace Parker, because I like
Yeah,
Candace Parker.
that's immediately where my mind went. So,
Yeah, that's the only. Honestly, if you ask Candace, I'm like Candace. That's the only Candace I know. Candace Parker, like the
right,
ball player, like she's dope. Like,
right. Yeah, I know of her. I don't know like a metric fuck ton about
oh
her.
yeah, she went to Tennessee, bro. She was fire.
Right.
She was like, I think one of the first women ever to like dunk a basketball.
Right, right. Like I said, I know of her, but I just don't know like the world's. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh, I think she's this, this, and this."
Actually, you know what? I got
We
a
can't even do
topic.
it with ourselves. What's your
I
topic?
got a topic. Speaking on the women's basketball, I want some shout out to this right now, and it's a shout out to Sports Me. Someone I can't off the top of my head. They brought up I think it was Jeff brought up the topic. Yeah, shout out to Jeff. I think it was Jeff brought up the topic about the Olympics men's roster.
I did see that. I did
Well,
see
I
that.
want some shine for the Olympics women's roster. They're winning gold. I said what I said. Did you see that roster?
So I saw the roster. I saw it for the men's roster, and I saw it for the women's roster as well. And I saw Jeff's take. By the way, loving Candace Parker as an analyst as well. I again, I just don't know enough
Hell
to
yeah,
know.
Rum.
But I feel like it's a little unfair. Like, and I think you said this in your take. It doesn't really matter who we put up if we're gonna win anyway, unless we're putting up
Well,
like
no,
me
it's
and
different.
you and like
It's a little.
James.
Okay. So I put up the take that it doesn't matter now for the men, because right now, like the men's U.S. teams back in the up until like the Dream Team with Jordan and them in '92.
Right,
Up until then, the U.S. team was shit.
right,
Everyone was dominating except them. Then the
right,
Dream
right,
Team comes, they go undefeated, they win gold, and ever since then, like what 8 years later when the Olympics come up, what we got LeBron, Kobe, KD,
Right.
Chris Paul, young in his prime. You got all these, and we go undefeated again. And now we're
Right.
at the point where the U.S. has produced enough powerhouses and produce enough product as young children where like no
Right.
no country's gonna compete with us in basketball right now.
But that's what I'm saying. It's same thing for the women's. I'd say it's even worse, or not even worse, but
I
that
feel
point
like
is
there's more
tenfold over for
competition.
the
I feel like
women.
there's a little bit more competition on the women's side, but when
Yeah,
you look at the women's US squad, you're
that's
like,
what
bro, this is okay. So like this is where I'm saying this is 1992 Team USA Dream Squad.
right for the women.
Like
So
this
real quick,
is like the best of the best you can see out of the women. Like this is some wild shit you're about to watch.
I hope so, man. I hope so. But by the way, apparently we've reached a point in our lives where we're old enough to not get like D's nuts jokes, because apparently that's what this is.
I'm not paying attention to James. I'm literally trying
Apparently
to
this is a D's nuts joke,
yeah.
and I
I'm
never.
literally just trying to give some shine to the women, and I'm not paying attention to James.
I didn't think I'd ever reach that point in my life where I was too old for a dick joke. But no, and I agree with you. I can't wait to watch the women play. Although I feel like they're
Bird,
going to be
Breonna Taylor,
right. I feel like they're going to.
Brittany
Unfortunately, I feel
Griner.
like they're going to be
Brittany Griner
boring
was
games.
one of the first women from Oregon. I think she was the second woman of all time behind
Right.
Candace Parker to dunk a
Right.
basketball.
See, that's why like just naming the lineup. Why I'm not disrespectful to the U.S. To the U.S. women's team, but I think they're so goddamn good. It's gonna be boring. They're just gonna wash the shit out of everybody, and it's gonna be a fucking blowout.
You feel like the games from the men are going to be better?
No, not really. To be honest with you, but
I,
hold on.
I would rather watch a women's game where it's like 80 to 60
Right,
rather than 100 to 43.
right. Derek Bugard passed away. Just real quick, switching sports. Lars
What?
Kohler, by the way, thank you for joining. Derek
Lars
Bugard.
Kohler. What? It's probably hockey, Lars, because I know you're a big hockey fan.
Is
Let us
definitely
know.
Derek Bugard was like an all-time like enforcer, like a goon. He was a goon. I
Hockey,
did
right?
not. Yeah, hockey. Yes, yeah.
I know it.
He was from a day and age where goons literally were just boxers who vaguely knew how to skate. And they're like, "Here's a stick. Don't touch the fucking puck. Beat the shit out of
Just
people."
beat the shit out of someone.
Yeah. They were fucking murderers, right? They're just below fucking felons. I didn't real. Oh, that's why I was gonna say I didn't realize. But he would have been 39 today. Damn, that's it. He would have been
Damn.
39. Holy shit. Defenseman is a very
Lars
strong.
with some facts.
Defenseman is a very strong word for the type of, and no disrespect, obviously, but defenseman is a very strong word for what Bugard and Buka Boom and Sean Avery. That's a very strong word for what
Damn,
they really
39.
were.
Rest in peace. And Lars, good for the shout out on that. Yeah. I will always shout out any New York players for sure and any player that passed away, but New York for sure.
He, now that my memory is shot, he passed away a few years ago, hasn't he? Or was it recent? I feel like it's been a few years now.
I don't know. I don't know NHL, but I know Lars knows his shit about NHL. He's always on it, especially with the Rangers.
I don't trust James for anything. I feel like this is another dick joke, and I'm just too old to get it.
I'm still what's up with his name being Pua Polo.
Marco Polo.
This is don't mind that one. You fucking boot.
A few years now. Okay, that's what I was thinking. I remember seeing a video from the guys from like Pink Whitney. I'm talking Spittin' Chicklets talking about it, about Derek Bugard and how he came out there and pretty much said, "Look, man, it's not your fault, but you got to catch this ass kicking." I think it was like a Minnesota Wild game or some shit like that. But yeah, hey, those were the days. Sean Avery was the last of the true goons. Like I said, boxers who had no business being out on the ice and were simply there to kick the shit out of people. I mean, I literally remember watching Sean Avery specifically because I'm too young for fucking Buka Boom, and I don't remember Derek Bugard play. I do remember, but I don't remember him as fondly as I do Sean Avery. But I literally watched fucking Sean Avery stand in front of oh my god, the fucking Devils goalie. How is it escaping me right now?
Oh, not Lundqvist. Fucking
No, no, Brodeur, Martin Brodeur. Oh my god,
I was
how
like,
the
Bauer,
fuck did
Brodeur.
No, thank you, Lars. Yeah, I got it just right before you fucking typed it. But he would stand literally in front of Brodeur, staring at Brodeur, have no clue what's going on with the other players on the ice, literally just waving his arms, just pissing off fucking Brodeur. They eventually made a rule where you can't fucking do that. But yeah, it was fun. It said to break all your tapes.
I'll break all your really? What with your big ass truck that you want? You turned into dad, bro, you old man. You got a fucking Ram pickup truck. Supersized in South Carolina. You're pretty much a fucking hick. All right, am I allowed to say that? Am I allowed to say
as the resident white person, you're allowed to say it.
Am I allowed to say that?
Robbie, secretly we are hockey fans.
Turn into a fucking white Spanish guy.
Robbie, when Soggy Boy was on Sports Me and him would talk hockey all the time. I love hockey. I haven't watched a lot of it lately because I'm a fucking 5-year-old in this. But
I got something for a few people. I got something. I want to switch over to basketball real quick, and I want to know what people think about how the Dallas. Rick Carlisle
saw that
leaves the Dallas Mavericks after I think 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then keep spitting facts. I am going to keep spitting facts, motherfucker. Rick Carlisle leaves the Dallas Mavericks after I think about like 13 seasons or whatever. And that was like 2 nights ago or a night ago. And then now he gets signed, I think, by the Pacers.
I believe I saw that today, yes.
For about like 3 years, $29 million.
Yes.
But yet he talks about how the Dallas Mavericks should make Jason Kidd the next head coach.
Yeah, I think I didn't hear him say that, but I do remember seeing that somebody, and I believe the Mavericks maybe are nearing the end of their search for a GM and are considering Jason Kidd for head coach. I think I remember reading that today.
I know there's a lot of people trying to look at J Kidd for a head coach. I know the Trailblazers, Damian Lillard.
That is a hard name.
A lot of L's.
Yeah.
Damian Lillard.
Didn't Jason Kidd coach for somebody before though, and it like was a failed experiment?
No. They paid Kidd. He
coached for the Nets.
For the
Knicks.
He coached for the Knicks, and he coached for. Goddamn, I know there was another team. I can't remember. So someone find it for me. But I know he coached for the Knicks.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure. Hey, speaking of, I haven't seen you in a while, Bogart. I hope you're doing well, brother. I hope the kids, but the new one especially is good. I hope the family's good, bro.
Like I said, Bogarts, if you guys are not friends with this guy on Instagram, the way this guy fathers is how people should be modeling their fatherhood. This man is always. I'm surprised his wife doesn't beat his ass for taking so many videos of the family lifestyle. But the children are beautiful and his lifestyle is amazing. And honestly, people should look up to you more, Bogarts. Keep killing it like you do.
Go check him out on YouTube, guys. It's right there. I'll leave it up for a few seconds before I get back to K-Sub. We appreciate you, brother. But K-Sub, no, we're not going to talk NASCAR. It is too redneck. But I will happily let you come on one day and talk all the NASCAR you want. I'm okay with that.
Sure. Yeah, you know what? If the Daytona 500's on and we get you the day after and we talk, if like there's a crazy crash, we'll talk about it.
Right. Fair enough. By the way, Kyle, I was right in basketball. I said the Nets by the who. It was the Nets and the Bucks who he coached for. So, according to Kyle.
Okay. I thought he was with the Knicks. I thought maybe I guess I was wrong. I was wrong because I'm wrong. But
because the facts are there.
I'm wrong, but I thought it was the Knicks. Maybe he was an assistant coach or something. Oh, I know he played Maybe he played for that because I know he played for them. Maybe I was wrong.
Right.
I got it mixed up.
And Lars, I didn't see it, but I did hear about it. About him, about his cameo there, if you want to put it in quotations, cameo. Canadians just took the lead, according to K-Sub. I don't have fucking ESPN on my iPad anymore because I use it for too much fucking editing.
So a little football sense because I want
good because I have two topics to bring up in football.
Okay, so I want some stuff for Super Football. So I'll bring up mine real quick, and then I'll let you do your thing with yours.
All right, let's do it.
You could do your back to backs and have you some topics. I don't know if this one coexists with yours, but the Steelers cut De Castro.
I saw that, and then immediately turned around and signed a Pro Bowl guard right behind it. It was a little.
I signed the Pro Bowl guard before. I thought I read that wrong.
No,
guard before, and then just cut him.
No. They cut De Castro. That's why everyone was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And then a couple of hours later, they signed another player. But it's kind of shocking. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was a little bit surprised to see this move, especially with how bad that Steelers offense and offensive line was last year. So he was only an assistant with the Lakers, according to Google, says Kyle. Thank you for being our statistician of the night, Kyle. Oh, you get an imaginary award and pat on the back and a big hug the next time I see you.
Well, I got to crack another one. I'll crack a cold one for you. Shout out to Colbs.
Yeah, buddy. But yeah, I saw that. I don't really give a shit about the Steelers, but I was a tough surprise.
It was just weird. Like right now, they know Pouncey is gone, and right now they're breaking up one of the better lines in the NFL and one of the most experienced lines in the NFL.
Well, I think that's part of the issue.
I feel like it's just at a bad time though, because you want to keep Big Ben back there,
right?
But you're putting a line that's just not ready,
right? I think that's a part of the big problem is that, especially with Ben coming back for a year and he's obviously your QB1, I think that this is no bueno. I just don't think this is a good idea, By the way, Lars could have put up the link to the cameo for Sean Avery, so I appreciate that. But hold on. In between your topics, do you want to answer a question or do you want to go right into your next topic?
No, you have your two topics and we can do it on your base.
Okay, so let's answer this question first, and then I'll go through my topics because they're short topics. Kyle says it's too early for a asking, is it too early for a Super Bowl prediction?
Not really. There's never too early for a Super Bowl prediction. There's always different phases to a Super Bowl prediction. So like you can have your like early Super Bowl prediction, like right off the rip. Once the Super Bowl ends, you could be like, I predict next year this guy, and then once the draft happens, I predict this team, and then once training camp happens, I predict, and then once the season starts, it just depends.
So what's your way too early?
I say way too early is before the draft.
Okay, well, what I'm saying is right now, what is your predictions right now?
Oh, for me.
Yeah.
For me. So, way too early. I'm going to say Tampa Bay. I gotta think about it.
AFC is hard.
Yeah, the AFC is actually pretty tough. Okay, I'm gonna say Tampa Bay, Buffalo Bills.
Such a fuck. I hate how on the same page we are, because that's what I was going with. Tampa Bay, and I'm backing that. Bucks Bills is I'm gonna back Hector on that 100%. Because I mean the Bucks are the first team in NFL history to win the Super Bowl and then turn around and sign all of their starters, which is just fucking absurd. And the Bills, I mean, the Bills are on an absolute fucking tear. So,
but it might change. There's way too early predictions. Like we said, this is not This is not a I said what I said moment.
This is a way too early.
This is just a way too early prediction.
So speaking of way too early predictions, you know how the combine has been in Indianapolis since fucking God created football.
I know where you're going.
The Cowboys have bid to have the combine in Dallas in 2023. So,
So, what people don't know is now there is a committee that came together to say, you know what? Yeah, Indianapolis has been known as the spot for the combine. Like that's where it goes down.
That's a fair pick, Kyle, although I don't like Wentz.
Yeah, fuck Wentz. Indianapolis has been known as the spot. Just as other places have been known for like when shit happens, like this is where it started, but it went, now they go other places. I feel like this is great. This brings more revenue, more fans, more attraction, more everything into what they want into football. So it's like a draft moment. Now you get to go out and see and watch this stuff. Instead of having to travel all the way to Indianapolis, you might have it in New York. You might have it in Cali. You might have it in Texas or Florida or, Atlanta or wherever.
Well, so I actually saw this coming when they started moving the draft around. Sarah and I were talking about it. And we're like, yeah, I think the combine's going to be next. And I think that's going to be a really cool fucking thing to see the combine move around to get exposure to those different, to those different cities and to those different markets. I think that's going to be a really fucking good idea. I think that's going to draw a lot of money. You could even fucking use that to expand, more teams, the expansion teams, maybe bring the combine to, a place where typically they don't have an NFL, an NFL team, find a stadium, a college stadium or whatever that suits your needs and hold it there, see what the turnout is. And then if it's an amazing fucking turnout, okay, there's actual drive for maybe a sports market here and kind of go from there. So I think it's a fantastic fucking idea. I'm never opposed to getting more football fans.
No, yeah, it's going to bring so much money.
Yeah, for sure.
So much more money.
And another thing that really does not affect the sport in the slightest is the NFL will allow teams to use alternate color helmets while wearing throwback uniforms starting in 2022. That's according to Adam Schefter. What do you make of this? Because this has been a hot topic, this uniform conversation.
So they get to use different color helmets compared to their uniforms.
Only when they're wearing the throwbacks. Like if the Jets were to wear the New York Titans throwbacks, they're allowed to wear an alternate color helmet. If the Buccaneers are wearing their creamsicles.
That makes no sense. The whole point of an alternate uniform or throwback uniform or whatever is to wear the entire uniform. So why should you just change one part of the uniform?
In all honesty, I don't even understand why this is a fucking rule change. I think this is good that they're like loosening rules on this, but like, why is this a thing that the NFL actually gives a shit about? Why is this? I'm confused.
Then you're just opening the rule of anyone wearing any color helmet or whatever, regardless of the team that you're on. Like if you're on the Jets, and anyone can wear pink, red, yellow, green, whatever helmets.
It's not whatever helmets. It's the alternate color helmet. Like there's a set alternate color. There's not like whatever colors you guys want and you'll be a fucking rainbow colors.
Okay, so obviously there's multiple alternate colors or whatever, but the team has to decide as a whole, this is the color we're going with.
Yeah, like that's an official, like it's not like 4 different colors they have. Like there's the alternate. There's the alternate throwback helmet. Period. Done. It's the one option.
So why should anyone change it?
Because they want to. What does this fucking matter for the sport?
No, because if you change your helmet, that means the whole team has to be the same color helmet as you. That's the point of a team uniform.
Right. The team makes the fucking decision, not one player. It's allowing teams to make the decision, not you. Hector, the quarterback, says, I want to wear this. Now everyone's fucking forced to. It's a team decision. The teams are allowed to.
Oh, I thought you were trying to say it like the fucking player is like, dude.
No, that's why I'm like, why are you so mad about
Only.
this? No, it's allowing teams as a team when you're putting in your game plan on Thursday and you're saying, guys, let's wear, if you're the Bucks, let's wear the creamsicles. If you're the Jets, let's wear the Titans throwbacks. And everyone's like, yeah, cool. Let's fucking switch it up and wear the alternates. And everyone's like, yeah, fucking cool. The coach says, I don't give a fuck what you guys say. This is what we're fucking doing. And the guys are like, yeah, that sucks, but I guess that's what we have to do. Like, that's what, it's not you, the player. Like if Juju Smith-Schuster, when they're wearing the fucking bumblebees,
I guess you
come out and says, oh, I want to wear this.
They're just trying to like just wear like just a random whatever they want to fucking wear.
No, man, the Jets ain't coming out because fucking Zach Wilson feels like wearing a fucking pink helmet. The whole team isn't forced to wear pink helmets. I was gonna say you had me dying. I'm like, why the? I did not expect you to go this hard. I did not expect you to be this mad about this. Holy shit! that is my those are my football topics. Real quick, because we got to get off soon. I know you got to be up at the ass crack of dawn. So, way to Hector. K-Sub is asking if you're all good. He just wants to make sure that you took your blood pressure medication today.
No, just the basics, ibuprofen.
By the way, guys, Damn Hector was Drop the Mic FF. Go check him out on Sports Me and YouTube. He is also hysterical. He is also awesome. By the way, going back to the whole Juju comment, I'm glad you caught that, Bogart. Out of all the players in the league, I would think Juju is the last person a team would listen to. That he fucking better be. He's
making way too many fucking TikToks and reels and shit where his team kept losing after every reel and TikTok he did.
My favorite version of Hector is the boomer Hector that comes out when we talk about like TikTok and Twitter, and boomer Hector is my favorite Hector of all time. Fuck Twitter, fuck TikTok, these motherfucking kids these days.
I'm not that old. I'm not.
You ain't. Old. I know. That's the only boomer take you ever have.
Just think about it. The generations have gotten so smart that they're so stupid that Twitter and TikTok is the place to be.
Yeah, but I mean, like Hakeem explained to us, like why is that a bad thing? By the way, the men, the myth, the app, the legend, Sports Me has graced us with its presence. Thank you, Jeff, Derek, or whoever on the crew over there is supporting us. We appreciate it. You came in a little bit late because we are going to be heading off soon because Hector is old, but also has to wake up the ass crack of fucking dawn. No, Mike, we will do that when the recording stops because
if you want to rewind of everything,
there's a little bit of the beginning. There's a little bit of the beginning, but we stayed good. Sports Me is the place to be. Don't worry, we already gave you a commercial, Jeffrey.
Yes, listen, go back and listen.
Expect another commercial about Sports Me, how you can spend 30-second battles coming up with sports takes and debating your friends on the best sports app out there. Is that what you expected? My gosh. Oh, it's from
we don't get paid for this
but
shit.
Still. But guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Go back, like it on YouTube, share it with your friends. It's there. It's also on Facebook. Find us wherever you can.
Let me know who you guys think are going to win tonight with the Suns and Clippers because I got the Suns winning in 4. And if someone going to say a punch in the face like the last dude, let me know. So I got the Suns in 4.
I've been able to hide this reference from you to this point, and we'll talk about it when we get off. But Suns in 4, or you can catch it like a 3-piece combo with a biscuit. And I'll talk to you what the fuck that means here in a second. But thank you guys. It was an absolute pleasure. Go Habs and Suns, according to Mike. Fire. Thank you, everybody. Honestly, we will talk to you guys next time. Hit us up, Breaking Down the Tape, yahoo.com, and everywhere you can find your podcasts. Hit them with it, Hector.
That's what I said.